All right, folks. Well, welcome to the Paranormal Portal. It's Wednesday night, and of course that means it's hump day, and you're halfway. You're halfway to the weekend, so you got that going for you, or just over halfway. Yeah, there's only 2 days left, so not bad. And with the Monday holiday, my God, I guess it is actually halfway with the Monday holiday, isn't it? Anyway, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Brent Thomas. If you're new or unfamiliar with what the hell's going on here,
you still do.
Yeah, we still don't know what the hell goes on here either. So that's all we're working with here. But we're thrilled to be here as always. We have 2 full hours of the Paranormal Portal for you, and we're going to do our best to keep you wildly entertained throughout that journey. So if we are good for our word, you're in for a great time. If not, well, we did our best. And I'm not here alone, folks. I am joined by my good friend, co-host, and the big toe of the Paranormal Portal himself, Mr. Don Longbeard. How you doing, brother?
The broken big toe on Hoop Day.
No, it's not broken. Just was dislocated.
No, I think it's broken. Because every now and then,
I'll be
walking around and it'll just go pop and it'll hurt like hell. I think it's still broken.
Well, that's not good. Okay. Well,
what are they going to do? Tape it to the other two?
You can do that.
How freaking uncomfortable is that?
I have no idea.
Oh, trust me, it sucks.
Is it? Okay. Well, I mean, I've broken toes before, but I just deal with them. What's up with you, Jess? Good to see you. Good to see all you guys piling into chat. Great to see you. Kirsten Leah's in here. Good. Jeanette is in here.
Do you want to just do shout-outs?
Already?
Well,
nah.
You're already shouting them all
I'm
out.
just seeing names pop up. Welcome, everybody. We'll do shout-outs. We'll do shout-outs a little bit later. Give people a chance to pile in for the SS portal as we head right towards the iceberg.
Right.
That's what we do here. But, yeah, this is absolutely unscripted, unrehearsed, and you're getting it raw, which is how we like it. Don, you just always hit that lane, don't you?
You brought it up.
I said raw. That could be just,
And I was just going to comment you on your beautiful hair.
Well, thank you very much. I've Reclaim my youth once again. Time in a bottle, baby. That's all I'm saying.
If I could save time in a bottle.
You should start saving.
No. Yeah, no doubt. I got a long way to go backwards.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we got a bunch of things to get to you tonight. And one of those things is the news.
The news.
Which is coming up in just moments here. So I guess, without further ado, we should jump into that, huh, Don?
Sure.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Without further ado.
We're not going to don't or do or a don't. Either one. We're going to go right to the news. Hang on, everybody. We're going in.
Oh, God. What are we waiting for?
I gave a look.
I was told that I never miss buttons.
No, you push mine all the time.
Sometimes I want to do like that Mystery Theater 3000 kind of thing and just sit through a video and comment on it.
We can do that, I suppose.
Well, we have.
We did, and we got copyright strikes all over the place.
We did.
We used to when we first entered YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, we did evidence reviews, and I've got them all hidden now because
that's too bad. They were.
I was accumulating copyright strikes almost as much as Major League Batter. I don't know. Jesus.
Oh, Jesus.
It was terrible. Literally, we were up to 2 strikes at one point. I was like, yeah, because on 3 strikes, you lose your channel. So I was like, well, it's not worth that. With all of 100 views and stuff,
right.
It wasn't like they weren't breaking any records anyway. But what we were doing was just looking what everyone else is doing now and getting away with it.
Reaction videos. That's exactly what it was.
It was reaction videos.
Reaction video.
We were doing reaction videos in 2017 before reaction videos were a thing, and I got slapped with copyright strikes.
Solomon K is Jake Fortez's brother.
Oh, very good. Where's Jake?
Yeah, where's Jake?
Just wanted to say my brother is Jake Fortes. Well, good. I was wondering where Jake's been. But good to see you, Solomon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wonderful to have you here with us, as always, to say hello to your brother. Actually, I was looking up some emails that Jake had sent.
Whoa!
I have no idea where it is. I think it's right on top of me.
Well, that's okay. You go ahead and keep it right there.
I'm getting the lap dance.
It's your sexy hair.
It is the sexy hair. Brings them all
salt
out.
And pepper.
Brings them all out is what I'm thinking. But no. I don't know.
Does your sexy hair bring all the boys to the yard?
Yeah, it's...
Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, he's Trant. Who's Trant? What? What's Chucky saying?
There's somebody by the name of Trant.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, so here's the thing. I try to keep up with the names as much as I can, but you guys change names like I change shirts. It's like, oh.
I'm surprised you didn't say shorts.
No, I keep the same ones.
You can wear those 4 times, right?
Yeah, well, I'm sure.
Forwards, backwards, inside out, forwards, backwards.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all, and I would have been better off not knowing that. I'm pretty sure.
It doesn't matter when you go commando.
Oh, jeez. God, there's so many visuals I never needed in life, and that's one of them.
Oh, Jake is Trent. Oh, okay. Cool.
Jake is Trent. Well, man, you guys need to.
Trent.
Yeah, he's got to send some emails to give me a heads up. I had no idea.
Wow.
I thought he was someone new. I don't know. What the hell do I know? I'm just the guy reading the stories. But anyway, welcome to the news desk. As we finally get to our purpose.
Okay.
There's actually a purpose behind all this, Don. Believe it or not. But I've pulled up some news articles for our review here tonight.
No Speedos.
There's none.
Hi, Mom.
Howdy, Mom. Good to see you.
Now we have to act right because Mom's in the house.
Yeah, Mom's in the house, and she will give timeouts.
She will pull your ear and put you in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner. All right, well, let's get to this. Here's the first article coming up on the news tonight.
Sweet.
Are you ready, Don?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. For those of you that are just jonesing for a different life or a different take on life, or just to be always online. Everybody likes their Wi-Fi. Well, what if you were the Wi-Fi? What if you were the hotspot? Well, here you go. Good news for you, because according to unexplained-mysteries.com,
I thought I already knew this.
FDA approves Elon Musk's Neuralink for human trials. Yeah, I wonder how big that line is. Ooh, I want to be the first. Yeah, no, I don't think. How do you do that?
So what happens when you come up against a CAPTCHA?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Please watch this video.
Yeah.
To gain access to your bank account.
FDA approves Elon Musk's Neuralink for human trials. So there you go, folks. You can be plugged in all the time. The entrepreneur's new brain-computer interface can finally begin testing on human volunteers. I bet you Elon's not first in that line.
I bet you he's not. I bet you he's not even in the line.
Yeah, since its founding in 2016, Elon Musk's neurotechnology company Neuralink has had the ambitious mission to build a next-generation brain implant with at least 100 times more brain connections than devices currently approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. The company has now reached a significant milestone, received FDA approval to begin human trials. So, what were the issues keeping the technology in the preclinical trial phase for as long as it was? And have these concerns been addressed? Well, I don't know. Neuralink, it's a really long one. Okay. Well, there you go. They're going to begin human trials, folks. So
Sweet lineup.
You might, if you got nothing better going on.
Look, I have Starlink. I'm good. Thanks, Elon.
Yeah, well, there you go. I don't know. I'm not sure. I guess in Elon's estimation, this is how humans will combat AI in the...
Chucky says, instead of your computer freezing, you'll just stroke out.
Yeah, as long as Windows doesn't make the OS, we're good.
Yeah, no doubt.
Damn it, I'm blue screened. I got to go home.
So does that mean this is... So Bill Gates rules that world too, huh?
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, wow. Could he just download a virus at that point?
Yeah. Well.
Here's a virus for you, you dirty bastards.
That's just how his OS runs. It's not a virus.
It's not.
It just runs like one. So, all right. Let's.
I guess technically it is actually a virus.
Yeah. Here's the next article up for your enjoyment here on the show, and this is from, you guessed it, unexplained-mysteries.com brings us UFO press event to present definitive evidence of black projects.
Wow.
Wow.
You need definitive evidence of that? A $5,000 hammer isn't obvious.
No, you need $5,000 hammers to build the black projects,
exactly,
I guess.
Yeah.
The event,
freaking hammer.
The event will offer definitive evidence of illegal, unacknowledged black budget projects related to UFOs. The event, which is scheduled to take place on June 12th, if he makes it, will be presented by celebrated UFO researcher Stephen Greer, who will be joined by several government whistleblowers, including a Marine who allegedly witnessed a man-made UAP in Indonesia in 2019. As part of the presentation, the UFO archive of the Disclosure Project, which contains 5 terabytes of data on black projects and UFO sightings,
all redacted,
will also be unveiled. This is his own. This is Greer's, his Disclosure Project. Greer will even reveal details of planned RICO, which is Racketeering Influenced Corrupt Organization lawsuit, set to be initiated in response to illegal military and corporate projects.
A RICO. Wow,
Ooh.
we're going to get him on RICO charges.
Wow, wouldn't that be something? While there's certainly no doubt that the event will herald a considerable release of UFO UAP related information, it remains to be seen whether or not any of it will fundamentally change anything. Greer himself has spent decades researching UFOs and collecting data, so it will certainly be interesting to see what he has discovered. The event will take place at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C. on June 12th.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, hopefully...
That's on Monday night.
Is it really?
That's on Monday.
You know when June 12th is?
Yeah.
I don't know calendars very well.
Well, it's because it's 2 days before a very important date.
Oh, okay. Well, don't forget that date.
Nope.
But anyway, yeah, I guess I like what Stephen Greer's done, at least with his, the information he's put out there.
Right.
He's certainly been instrumental in pushing the dialogue forward. Regardless of your complaints or your criticisms of the guy, he really does deserve a lot of accolades, because I think he's probably been threatened a lot of times for all of this. So
Well, the balls can't be flashing because they're behind my computer.
really, because they're right here.
Oh, you got more balls?
Yeah, I got a whole box of them up
Wolfman
there.
got balls. Nards.
I've got balls, dude.
I've got big balls.
Yeah, those are off, but these are on. So it was flashing?
Yeah, somebody said they were flashing. I didn't know.
Well, there you go.
I didn't know there was a difference.
I haven't been watching, so you got to watch the screen. Yeah, they're right behind me here. So
Yeah. Huh.
all right, from unexplainedmysteries.com, unexplained-mysteries.com comes the next one. Please support this site. They are amazing. And this is mysterious Russian spy whale.
Whale?
Yeah, that's right, Don. Spy whale shows up off the coast of Sweden. Oof. He was looking for some lutefisk. A whale that was previously found wearing a Russian-made harness has been sighted again off of Sweden's coast.
Beluga.
Nicknamed Valdemir, the hapless beluga whale, originally caught the attention of authorities when it surfaced off the coast of Norway back in 2019, when a strange man-made harness attached to its body. When marine biologists from the Norwegian Directorate of Fisheries managed to remove the harness, they discovered that it was one typically used to mount camera equipment that had the words Equipment St. Petersburg written on it. The find prompted speculation that Valdemir may have been specially trained by the Russian Navy as a spy whale and had either escaped its enclosure or had been set loose. Aha. Fast forward to the present, and now the animal's been sighted again, this time off Sweden, having seemingly spent the last 3 years making its way along the coast. All thought to be around 13 to 14 years old, Valdemir is particularly unusual specimen because beluga whales are not known to frequent these particular waters. Wow. Sadly, he's unlikely to have encountered another of his kind in several years. Aw, that's sad. Yep. He's way out of his place. Bring them back down to where they come from.
That was a whale of a tail.
Yeah, it's like Moby Dick. Moby Little Dick.
Oh,
Sorry.
God.
No, I didn't mean it like that because he's small. Oh. I can't take those words back, can I?
Nope.
Nothing I can do. They're part of the YouTube history now. Oops. All right, so I think we'll do one more.
Oh, it's just the tip.
Oh, Don. Don't make it worse. Don't make it worse. All right, here we go with the last news article of the night.
Thank God.
Thank God. This is going totally into the drain. We're in the funnel shape right now. We're actually circling the drain, Don. All right, here comes the last one tonight. Aliens have been mutilating sheep and whales. UFO hunter claims.
Not the belugas.
Oh, gotcha. You deserve a rim shot for that. I was like, what? Wait. Oh, yeah, whales. All right. Was that you?
Yeah, that was probably me.
Yeah, you're always buzzing, dude. I mean, literally. All right. In Wales, they got some sheep mutilations. Let's see what it says. A spate of mysterious sheep deaths in the Welsh Cambrian Mountains has been attributed to extraterrestrial visitors. Unexplained animal deaths, often exhibiting unusual wounds such as clean-cut incisions, indicative of surgical precision, are a phenomenon that has cropped up time and time again over the years. Many of these killings, which have been plaguing farmers in some of the remotest parts of Wales for some time, have been blamed on exotic predatory cats, such as panthers, roaming the British countryside. But now one UFO enthusiast has put forward a very different theory that might better explain the phenomena. Helen Worth, who describes herself as an amateur scientist, maintains that extraterrestrial intervention is to blame for the unexplained injuries typical of these sheep deaths. With cattle and sheep mutilations, it's always very precise cut marks, or something an animal couldn't do, she said, and there aren't any footprints up to the animal, so there's no evidence that humans are responsible, so maybe it could have come from above. There's certainly no denying that something strange is going on. Farmers in the region have been reporting unexplained sheep deaths for decades, and there are numerous well-documented cases. Many of these deaths seem to exhibit evidence of surgical precision, not at all consistent with the feral cat theory, leaving many farmers scratching their heads. While Helena Worth's explanation might sound out there, it at least attempts to explain the more unusual nature of these cases. Whether or not extraterrestrial visitors are truly to blame, however, remains a matter of debate. Well, there you go. So it might be aliens. Could be aliens. It's aliens. Isn't it aliens?
It's usually aliens.
Usually aliens. Yeah, we'll go with aliens.
Going for those
We'll take aliens for 500, Alex. There we go. It could be. I don't know. There's certainly no shortage over here of mutilations.
No, absolutely not.
So why not over there? I mean,
it's always the core issue.
Yes, they didn't answer that mysterious one issue. Was there anal coring going on?
Oh, God, he loves talking about it.
I don't love it. I'm just perplexed by it, Don. It's the one part of the alien autopsy thing that I just don't understand. It's like, why that part? What's going on? What's the magic of it?
SoCal Squatcher says, if it ain't farm hands, it's the aliens. Them ain't hands. Those are Velcro gloves.
Yeah. Oh, dear God. All right. Let's kill this before it dies a more painful death. That's going to do it for the news, folks.
Give me 2 more seconds.
Nope, you're all out of time.
Damn it. Hit it.
Yeah, we're on. We're on, Don. Welcome back, folks. That was the presentation of the Paranormal Portal News. Hope you guys learned something, or at least heard something you never heard before.
Which is something that comes out of Don's mouth.
Which anytime you tune in, if Don's here, you're going to hear something you never heard before. I guarantee it.
You'll probably never hear it again either. By anybody else, that is.
Yeah, nobody will ever repeat it, but it'll be part of YouTube history too.
It is, yeah.
All right, so we are back, of course, and back at it here on the portal. Don, you want to do some shout outs?
Shout outs!
If you want to shout out,
yeah, you got to be chatting.
You got to chat something because the lists are populated by the YouTube chat. So if you want to shout out, chat something. Trant says, you are thinking of a different Jake. Yes, my name is Jake, but not the Jake you know.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Well, there we go. You are someone new. All right. Welcome, Trant.
Welcome.
Welcome, new Trant. New Jake.
Our goal is now to corrupt you.
Stick around. We can break anyone. We should be used as interrogators, Don.
No doubt.
All right, shout outs.
Can we get the fluffy pillows?
Yeah.
The comfy chair.
I can't do this without a lamp. Give me a lamp. All right.
B. Mora, Brenda Joe, Chucky Danger, Eliza Gilner, Grumpy Owl. That sounds like my name.
You're just grumpy bastard.
Oh my God, it's fine. Jeanette's here. Jessica Mink. Hi, Jess. John Stevenson. Kirsten Lee. Maggie M10. One of our. She's over in New Zealand. Is that right?
Maggie. She's in Australia.
She's in Australia, yep. But she's a Brit in Australia.
Wow, this happens quite a bit in Australia. Well, it's not unusual.
It's not that weird. Let's see, where was I? Oh, RJ Windwalker. Rachel gets it right. Ron the Sage. How you doing, Ron? Glad you're feeling better, but I saw that you're still on pain meds and antibiotics, so you'll be better. Smoking Gun Fab Shop. Hey, I need some lowers. SoCal Squatcher, as we mentioned, Solomon K, Sugar Britches, and The Fourth Color. Let's see, Isaac popped in while I was talking, which isn't hard to do. Hardwick, Big D. Oh, Big D's here. How you doing? Let's see here. Lucifer Morningstar. Mm-hmm, the Lightbringer.
Oh, Lucifer. How you doing, brother?
Yeah. And Tront.
And Portal Mom's out there somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Portal Mom was here. Yep. Isaac. Hi, Isaac. Nice to see you. So there. Oh, BMR is here. How you doing, bud?
BMR. Rob?
Hi.
How you doing, Rob?
Yep.
Welcome to the show. Glad you guys are all here. Thank you so much for joining our journey, because it's now time, Don. Do you know what it's time for, Don?
The Banana Splits.
I don't even know what the hell that means.
You don't know who the Banana Splits are?
No.
Oh my god.
Let's move on. Do you know what time it's? What's really time for?
Let
me give you a hint.
Question of the week. Gosh. He doesn't know who the Banana Splits are. Do you know who Dr. Shrinker is?
No,
Oh
Don.
gosh, oh my god.
That's a different show.
Did you grow up in my timeline by any chance?
Wasn't Dr. Shrinker a Saturday morning thing?
Dr. Shrinker?
Yeah, I remember that.
Banana
Yeah.
Splits, yeah, he's on the Banana Split show.
Oh, okay. I remember Dr. Shrinker. I don't remember the whole banana
Do
splits
you
thing.
remember
dude.
the Boogaloos?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It was the Bugaloos.
Yes, it was the Bugaloos. It was.
All right.
How
I
about
remember it so well, I remember the right name.
How about Great Space Coaster?
Yeah, of course.
The Great Space Coaster.
Yeah,
off
and,
we go.
What was it? H&R Puffin stuff?
Puffin
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, we're going way back in
Good
the
old
Wayback
Jackie.
Machine.
Yeah, he died in like 2012 or 13, I think.
Okay. Well, it's time for the Discord question of the week. Now that we're done with
Lots of
Saturday morning
questions.
children's cartoons from the 70s.
Well, these weren't.
Yeah,
these
they were
weren't
live
cartoons.
action.
These were.
Yeah.
These were.
Okay.
Martin and
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
Which, no offense, but we are supposed to be doing the question of the week, which is our Discord community, ladies and gentlemen, and we'd love for you to be a part of it.
I'm so Gen X.
Me too, as it works out. Do you know the Muffin Man?
Do you know the Muffin Man? The Muffin Man.
Yeah, going right into Shrek. All right, so
answer is yes.
the Discord community is been growing, and thank you all so much for being a part of it. We love that you guys are not only there, but having these amazing conversations. I've got a ton of things to catch up on because I've been busy with a video project, but you guys have really made it an amazing community. If you like the YouTube chat, then join the Discord, because it's very similar. It's like a continuation of the YouTube chat after the live shows are over. Let me put a link in
It's
here.
a little more serious, it seems, though.
Well, yeah, I guess. Here, let's see. Join the Discord. And you can do that by going to https:/discord.gg rather. Not Discord. Discord.gg/paranormal portal. Whoops, no space.
Oh, Sigmund the Sea Monster. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so we're going to pin this to the top of the chat now. It's
Considered
there.
it pinned.
It's now pinned, ladies and gentlemen. So if you want to become part of this would be great. So the segment that we're going to do now is called the Question of the Week. And it's our opportunity to ask you guys, all of our Discord community, paranormal questions about some paranormal topic that we've discussed throughout the history of the shows, just to see what your opinions are on it. And the feedback from you guys has been nothing short of phenomenal. And I thank you all for that. Your participation has been excellent and amazing. And so we continue this every live show that we do that we don't have guests scheduled. And tonight is no exception, because we got another question. Don, you want to read it?
I know, yeah, and you put up a good question too. I really
Thank
like
you.
this question. You're very welcome. So it says Question of the Week Wednesday show, because it's the Wednesday question of the week, not the week question of the week. But anyhow, with less than 15% of our oceans having been explored, it seems clear that we're bound to have some pretty impressive discoveries on the horizon. There's a long history of sailors catching sights of gigantic ocean-faring creatures, often described as serpents or lizards. Do you think these sailors witnessed some of the creatures that remain undiscovered by modern science, or are they just hallucinations molded by the extended periods at sea? Or scurvy, shall we say?
Does scurvy have hallucinations?
I don't know.
Oh, I don't know
You're
either.
dying. It's killing you. It's
Yeah.
in your bones. You're making you go nuts. It's like, good stuff. Eat a freaking orange. What was that? BU55C?
Yeah,
Or is that like
that's
Busk?
what it looks like.
Busk? I don't know. But thank you for commenting. We do appreciate that. A lusk, a giant octopus, has been labeled as possible. And we know that the giant and corsal squid exists.
Colossal.
That says colossal?
Yeah.
Colossal. Oh, I guess colossal. Okay. Exists, so the kraken's possible, if not proven. So the presence of other large fauna of the serpentine or even ancient marine reptile isn't off the table, as they could very well possibly adapt to abysmal depths.
Abyssal.
Abyssal. Well, I like abysmal better. To escape extinction events or by even moving to equatorial latitudes. There you go.
Very good point. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
That's an interesting picture there.
Morganonymous. Yeah.
James Jack F. Well, now there's a new name. I haven't heard that one. James Jack F. Absolutely. I think they were shown in old maps. Yeah, actually, they kind of did, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
Because these were probably one-off sightings. And there was no one who cared about logging these unbelievable creatures.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to be a scientist in a building that never goes out exploring themselves. If they did, maybe they would have encountered or have an encounter or an experience that changes the way they think forever. Just saying, these people that say no way something could be out there, would be out there. Gosh, I don't think my eyes are open today.
Yeah.
Are the same people that only know what they learned from other explorers. Yeah. And I'm sure these sightings are rare and very unbelievable. So people probably think someone is crazy.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. If you don't go out there and actually put the boots on the ground or the fins in the swim, who knows?
That's a good point, though, too, because it's really often the academics who are stuck in a laboratory or a classroom that are the most vocal about things not being possible. That could not be possible.
That's because they're experts. They know more and more about less and less until they know absolutely everything about absolutely nothing.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, this cat ball keeps going off and nothing's touching it.
It could be bumping the table, though.
Yeah,
put it there because I'm not resting on the table.
Anyhow, so away from the cat balls, Chucky Danger says there is some pretty strong lore about Plesiosaurus. Wow. Type creatures off the coast of BC. It really would be far-fetched to think that there could possibly be something like that still exists, or at least exists during mankind's history. Good point. Mm-hmm. Lore memory. Yeah, absolutely. Scientists discover new species in the deep pretty much every trip down. Another good indicator of something gigantic living down there are the scars left on the sperm whales. True. Good point. Yeah. And things that bite off the heads of giant shark. A lot of the time that indicates a giant squid species, but what if it doesn't all come from the same source? Like James also mentioned above, old sea maps included pictures of some of these creatures because that is what they were seeing out there, whether or not the mainland people believed them.
Mm-hmm.
Opal Demetria. Gosh, I should go home and take another nap.
Do you want me to read it?
Apparently I didn't wake up today. I believe it's definitely within the realm of possibility. While I don't think there's I don't even know what the hell that is. An Antechisha? An Antechisha-like creature lurking in the depths. I have come across accounts of enormous sharks. For instance, a former Navy officer who was a guest on a podcast explained that he and his team spotted a shark that measured between 55 and 60 feet in length.
Oh, God.
And was completely white in color. I guess that would be a great white.
Yeah.
Not just a great white, but a great white. Then there was the mystery of the 9-foot-long female great white shark whose tag washed up on shore. Scientists, being scientists, think there was a colossal shark measuring 16 feet. Colossal? That's responsible for taking her down. And it could be, but knowing there's something else out there better fits the definition of colossal. Should also be taken more seriously. How do they know the culprit was 16 feet to begin with? I find it hilarious that scientists aren't open to that possibility despite hearing about it from sources that can be considered reliable. Knowing that most of the ocean isn't thoroughly explored and that they're always making discoveries that are shocking and thought to be impossible, they continue to be society's wet blanket. Nice.
I like
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, a bunch of wet blankets.
Yeah, you can put the fire out on anybody. Last Light says, if I learned anything from watching Pirates of the Caribbean, it was that sailors are quite boozed up. And with that said, yes, I believe they witnessed some of these creatures, mainly because I love the idea of any giant sea creature existing in the seas. And the fact that the depths are so boundless, yes. There's really no telling what's down there, and I love it.
Yeah, good point.
Terrence, the answer is usually Cthulhu. There you
Might
go.
be. It might be, as a matter
One
of
who
fact.
shall not be named. Celtic Thorn Rose. I absolutely feel there are creatures down in the depths that have not been discovered. I feel that the sailors did see these things that most have not. Hell, the gorilla wasn't even considered a real animal until it was discovered in the 1800s, along with the panda bear as well.
Yeah.
The oceans are so vast and deep, we've not yet been able to see so much of it. I feel it would make no sense to say that so many new and undiscovered creatures don't exist.
Good points.
Yep. Mario, the Megalodon, I said that one. The Megalodon could still be alive, but somewhere in the ocean we didn't explore. And Brent, thank you for putting a smile on my face every week. And everyone else, there is no longer friends. You guys are family, and family's got to stick together. It was nice to meet you back when my name was Shrek. Spider Shrek, Bowser, and Mario on now it's Truant. There we go. I'm sorry for all the confusion. I love you guys. Are the best. I hope family will keep growing until we are the size of the ocean itself. Wow.
Bravo.
Yes. Now
That's
you have
very
the
good.
clap.
You got a clap for that. That's very cool. Thank you, Mario Trant. That's a great point.
MT.
And the other part of it is that there are several species that exist in our known fauna that have what is called undeterminate growth or indeterminate growth.
Yeah.
Like pythons and anacondas, some saltwater crocs, they will grow as big as they grow. I mean, they essentially never stop. So if your playground is the entire oceans, I mean, how big could you get? And of course, I mean, when you look at even like a sunfish, like if you go lake fishing and you catch a sunfish, it's about the size of your hand. If you go to the ocean, it's about the size of your house. I mean, those things are just enormous. At least my house, it's kind of small, but I mean, what is to determine the ability of something to continue growing if it has an indeterminate growth, with only death being the stopping factor. So, how big could some things get?
Right.
Yeah, I think there's a strong possibility that there, and not to mention the things we don't even know about, we haven't even seen. And I've seen some of the videos from those deep oil wells.
Right. Well, yeah. Then you have
Some
those
of those-
Swedish guys went out in that deep sea, the deep sea vehicle that had the mermaid slap the window.
In the mockumentary, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the unfortunate side of it is there's plenty of chicanery going on as well with all of this stuff. But I think it's interesting, and it wouldn't surprise me a whole bunch, especially when you consider the amount of the oceans that remain
Right.
unexplored. Other than major shipping lanes, there isn't a whole lot of extensive research going on to discover. There's some, but I mean, it's literally maybe two handfuls of agencies that are sending out expeditions and stuff and trying to learn more. But considering our planet is largely water,
Right.
I mean, you could send millions of people out into the oceans and still only, end up researching a fraction of the total bodies. So I don't know. It's crazy, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that question.
That was a good
Did you
question.
have any feedback on that?
No,
Ben?
I absolutely agree. I mean, Jessica asked about what people think about mermaids, and And let's see here. Let me see. There was a really good answer to that. And we've talked about this from before. It was Rachel Gets It Right. Yeah, exactly. Says Jessica, I think there's some truth to mermaids, possibly a convergent evolution that evolved separately from mammals. So yeah,
Sure.
I mean, but then again, that could go the same way with Sasquatch or Dogman.
Yeah.
Sasquatch, a divergent a line of Homo sapien, Homo erectus, whatever that may be. So yeah, I mean, sure. We've seen, where was it? Was it in like Maryland or something? There's a bounty on a picture of a mermaid sitting on the rocks or something like that.
There's a bounty on it?
Yeah,
What does that
to
mean?
get a picture.
Okay. Yeah.
Definitive proof. And we've all seen the videos on YouTube about, the mermaid sunning itself on the rocks.
Yeah.
And, I think mermaids would be more like Grundilos though.
Yeah. Possibly.
things
They'd be
like
more
that.
they'd be more like
Right.
serpent-like or something than
Not like the new Little Mermaid movie.
right. No, probably not. But I think Tron says we discovered more in space than in the ocean.
Well,
Yeah, that's probably very true.
but some people would argue that space is the ocean because they're. I just watched a video. I came across a video, I should say, about how NASA's faking it because there's always air bubbles found in space, and an astronaut was recently hospitalized for an almost drowning while he was in space.
Oh wow.
So if this is all true, and they, it's not so much, well, it's faked in a pool is what they say. Because I guess there is a full size version of the ISS.
Oh yeah, it's in a pool.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yep.
so that's what that is.
Yep.
But how do you, never mind. Anyhow, so, space and ocean, we'll see what happens.
Okay, so Batman says, seriously though, those larger creatures tend to have higher oxygen needs, and it is the colder water at depth or at the poles that can hold more oxygen than the tropics. Wow, that's interesting. So, yeah, I mean,
Makes sense, yeah.
yeah, it's crazy. But thank you everybody for your input. Again, we'd love to see you join the Discord if you're not already. Please use the link on top. Once you join, you'll be brought to this page, the general page, and it'll give everybody a message that you're here, and most everybody will say
wow,
hello.
Look at the Ghost Radar right now.
Huh?
Look at the Ghost Radar.
Oh yeah, we got two of them.
Oh yeah, there's one standing to your left.
Over there
one
and
standing in front
over
of me.
there. Yep. Had two of them in here according to the Ghost Radar, folks.
Wow.
Didn't make a noise that time though.
Wow,
That's
flatlined.
interesting.
Yeah, they were there.
Yeah, I mean the chart shows that they were there, but it didn't make a sound. Usually the orange ones are the more intense energies. Is what it says. The green is the much lesser energies.
Go ahead and stay over there. You're okay. It's all right.
No, I'm not
We
going anywhere.
appreciate you, not you.
Oh,
Them.
them. What'd you say, Don? You want a lap dance?
Yeah, especially if it includes Nicole Kidman and them.
Oh, and them, yeah. Well, anyway, has been a presentation of the Discord question of the week, and thank you everybody that took part. And we appreciate your feedback, your answers. If you have a question that you'd like asked, please email me at paranormalportalradio@gmail.com. If you're a member of the Discord, just right-click my name wherever you see it pop up and send me a message, and or Don or Sheldon. I don't know if Sheldon's on as much since he's been working all the time.
Yeah. Well,
So one of us, though.
that's what happens when you're a smart college kid.
Yeah, well, it's the power of youth. So anyway, his brain isn't as calcified as ours, Don.
Right. He's not as jaded yet.
He'll get there. Give him some time.
We'll work on him.
All right.
Is he coming up?
Yeah, he'll be coming up for
Nice.
the conference. Yeah. So he'll be here. I'll be here.
Nice.
You'll be here, and we'll be there. So anyway, let's get back to the rest of the show.
Ba-da-ba. Well, it's so scary. It said roar.
I did. All right. So we have a lot more to entertain
A
y'all.
lot more.
One of the things that I do want to put out there, and I've been thinking pretty hard about this. Now, for those of you over there that were here on Saturday, We did the Spirit Talker app, and we got some ghost ball action.
Spirit Talker app.
Yeah, the thing on my phone.
Oh.
You've been here when I've used that?
Have I?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have.
Oh.
But anyway, we got a lot of weird words last time, and some potentially darker things seem to be coming up, at least in the messaging. I can't vouch for sure that something dark was here, but it does make me feel cautious, and it makes me feel concerned because I certainly don't want to open anything up dark within the place that I live, first of all, and share with my family, but also for all of you. And so I'm going to be doing a poll probably on YouTube just to see what you guys think. Would you like to continue with that, or would you rather err on the side of caution? The last thing I ever want to do throughout the course of these shows is to open a door that might cause problems, not only for myself, but for any of you. And I don't want to do anything in a selfish manner like that. So please watch for that, or just, give your feedback through the comments on the show if you'd like to see more of that, or if you think it's probably enough, and save it for when I'm actually in the field investigating. I want to put that out there because it's concerning to me. And again, nobody really understands this stuff. Nobody really knows for sure what's going on. And the last thing I want to do is open a door that might be harder to close for all of us. So just let me know what your thoughts are, if you would, please. Burn some sage when you're done. Continue.
Yeah, he used Palo Santo, right?
Yeah, I did a Palo Santo cleanse and some prayers and stuff for everybody. That was not only here, but as part of the show, all the audience. And it's a lot of energy, a lot of Palo Santo, and a lot of good intentions. So, I mean, it doesn't feel dark. It doesn't feel horrible. It's, again, but I do feel like there is a sense of rolling the dice with this stuff. And I think that, I've long held the belief, look, you shouldn't investigate where you live, because you don't want to give any kind of green light to anything that might be there lingering, or there on the periphery watching and waiting for a doorway, so to speak. And certainly by encouraging communication, that could be a doorway of sorts. And, I'm very, very cautious and adamant about protecting the spiritual space that we're in here. And that includes all of you. So let me know what you think. I would feel more comfortable if you weren't doing it in your home personally. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. But, I've also had a message or two from listeners who are like, hey, I love your show, but I can't watch those. I just can't risk something starting to happen in my home. And it's like, yeah, you know what? I understand. And while it is a curiosity, and while the spirit in which I've done it in has been both as an opportunity to show you guys and to test an app that I'm going to be using when I am out there. And so I thought it'd be kind of neat to do it on the live shows. But for a while, it was, I was doing it quite a bit, and I've since backed off just because it's not what the show is about, all in and of itself. But it's also, I don't want people to be uncomfortable. So, what?
Oh, Rachel has a tin of those mints, the mints that you have.
The Ouija ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. He's got some too.
I've got that tin as well. Yeah. They're pretty good mints. Not bad.
Yeah. They're
devilishly
like good.
Little planchettes. So anyway, but I'd just like to hear what you guys think. So let's get to an article that we've been going through for a few shows.
Sweet. Oh, you know what? Somebody said something. Hold on a sec here.
Okay.
Let me go back up here. Oh, it's Anishinaabe. Two of our listeners are Anishinaabe, so that's,
nice.
That's
Naysay.
Naysay is Anishinaabe too.
Yep, Naysay is an Anishinaabe. He's a longtime friend of the show for years. But yeah, wonderful. Welcome to the show. Where are they, new listeners or?
Well, they're rather new to me.
What are the names?
Grumpy Owl and
Grumpy Owl. Okay.
Tattoo Alley.
Very cool. Tattoo Alley. Okay. Very cool. Well, welcome, guys. It's great to see you guys. And Raspberries is here. Good to see you.
Oh, yeah, Raspberries. How
Raspberries
you doing?
popped in. Isaac Areola. Did you say Isaac on the shoutouts?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
I just saw the name.
I don't think I said Batman, though. But
Batman. Who can forget Batman? All right, we're going to go through an article by moneyawaits.com, which is your source for paranormal goodness. No, it's not, but they did a Reddit article scrape, and I think they're really good stories. And these are eerie glitch in the matrix moments. And some of them have been phenomenal, just like really surprisingly potent. Number 15 is the one we're on now. But again, this comes from moneyawaits.com. So if you're ever wondering, money awaits. Number 15, the metamorphosis. Me and my girlfriend have been living together in an apartment for 2.5 years, and everything's been normal. Until recently, when everything took a bizarre turn. When everything took a bizarre turn. But when things took a bizarre turn. For instance, for the last 3 weeks or so, my girlfriend has been putting sugar in her morning coffee. While throughout her entire relationship, she's always been very much against it. Mandela. Huh. It may seem like a small detail, but she's always been complaining about how I don't know what real coffee is since I use quite a lot of sugar. Well, maybe she changed her mind. On the first day I saw her drinking coffee with sugar, I asked her why she would do that. And she looked at me weirded out and said something like, "What are you talking about?" Well, I've always been putting sugar in my coffee. Well, I felt a bit confused for a moment, and then we started talking about some other things. So I didn't think anything more about it. Until, that is, the morning after. When she did the exact same thing and had once again the same reaction. Fast forward a few days, and another odd thing happened. We were doing the deed. There you go. And she suddenly suggested a position that we'd already tried once, but it had gone wrong and it hurt her a lot. So we simply decided not to try it anymore. Naturally, I was very surprised with her suggestion and reminded her about the time when it went wrong, and she just completely dismissed it, saying that I probably mixed her up with some ex-girlfriend or that I was just tripping. Today, the weirdest thing happened, which is the reason I'm writing this. In the afternoon, I was working at home. I'm employed as a PhD student at the computer science department of a university. My girlfriend asked me what's up with a guy I've never heard of before. I asked her who she's referring to, and she said, well, it's that colleague of yours who you always talk about, the one from the company where you're employed at. I froze. I asked her to repeat herself once again, and she said the exact same thing all over again. Then I told her that I didn't work at any company, nor have I ever worked at any company since I started my PhD straight after my master's degree. At this point, she also completely froze, and we were just staring at each other, completely confused and shocked for a few moments. She then asked me what the heck is going on, and I reminded her about the coffee thing and about the position, and that I don't know what's going on either. At this point, she started crying too, and asked what is wrong with us. Neither she nor me nor anyone in both families have ever had any mental problems in the past. We don't know what to do about this. And that was just by Permalink. I don't know who submitted that, but that's crazy, huh, Don?
Dimensional shifting.
Right. Somebody made a shift.
Somebody slipped.
Somebody shifted into something. Somebody stepped right in the shift, Don. I don't know. Those are weird.
It's all about the deed.
I mean, what would you do, though, if suddenly your significant other was a little bit different in some key areas? What would you do?
Yeah, you're right, because okay, I just said that about 40 times. You're with somebody for so long, and there's something that you do all the time that they, one time you're doing this, whatever it is, you're out doing a thing and you do this other thing and you normally do it, and they go, well, when did you start doing that? You start to question your sanity.
Right.
And you look at them like, how long have we been together?
Yeah.
You've never noticed this? It reminds me of the TV situation. You read one last week about a TV that was in the background of the picture.
It was a flat screen versus a CRT.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And then
the fire extinguisher.
Fire extinguisher. Yeah, exactly. So
again, we don't know if these stories are legitimate. They're just grabbed from an online source of Reddit. But if they are, if only a small bit of them are, that's still some pretty incredible stuff going on. Now, I don't know. I mean, would this be a deal breaker? Could it be a deal breaker because suddenly you realize, wait a minute, the person I knew is not quite here anymore. I mean, this person's very similar, but there are key differences. And is that a deal breaker? Will that cause the friction of that? Would that just cause things to just be too uncomfortable? And that's sad if that's the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. Well, let's go to the next one and see what's going on here. This is number 16, The Invisible Man. It said this happened in 2009 when I was 16 years old. It was the first weekend of summer. Nobody was home when I woke up at around 11. I grabbed a snack and went down to the basement to watch TV. I had plans to hang out with a friend at 3 p.m. that day. Like I said before, I started watching TV at around 11, knowing I had 4 hours before I was supposed to head over to my friend's house. I'd only been watching TV for about 30 minutes when my mom came downstairs asking me where I'd been all day. I said, what are you talking about? I've been awake for less than an hour. I look at my watch and I see that it's well past 5 in the afternoon. I run upstairs and check my phone to see that I have several missed calls from my friend and my mom. My mom's side of the story is what makes me nauseous when I think about this, even to this day. She was with my little brother at his baseball game from 1 to 3 that day. She and my brother were home when I supposedly woke up and went down to the basement, but neither of them have any memory of seeing me that morning. When my mom got... Jesus, what the hell was that? Sorry. Just something gave up all of a sudden. When my mom got home at around 3, she checked the entire house for me, including the basement where I'd been sitting on the couch watching TV. Yikes. It's been 10 years and I still have no idea what happened that day. It's by far the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me. And although I talk about it with my family like it's funny, a little thing that happened, it genuinely chills me to the bones thinking about it. That was by legitimate pick 3. Yeah, that would freak you out because you were... If you experienced that, you experienced a different time than everyone else around you. And when you finally reintegrated, your whole day is gone.
Right.
I would feel robbed personally. It's like, wait a minute, do over. I'm calling in sick tomorrow.
Did you just FOMO?
FOMO?
FOMO.
What's that mean?
Fear of missing out.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been FOMO my whole life, dude. That's nothing new. That's the one thing I don't like, and it really does. I never heard of that term before, but like the worst thing for me is missing out on something that I should be doing.
Right.
And if it's not, for some reason I have to miss it, it's just agonizing for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, I just have this like inner rage. It's like, no. So yeah, I FOMO all the time. I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
Why is how will I miss so much?
Oh,
Don,
you're a shut-in.
I am, aren't I? Wow.
You're yeah.
Like you're saying that like it's a problem though, right?
Well, it's not, obviously it's not a problem for you. That's okay too, though.
I am a hermit. There's no question. I do the shows and stuff, but when I'm done doing the shows,
you're a hermit.
A hermit? Oh.
Like that video I posted earlier today about the crazy level and the.
Oh yeah.
You got all the way to the end, right?
Oh yeah.
God, that was freaking hilarious.
Number 17, ahead of his time. I had a dream that I was back in high school at the beginning of first year. Everything was exactly the same, except I had the memories of my life after high school.
Does he go to Hogwarts first year?
Don't know. Let's find out. In the dream, I told all my class that I was from the future, and no one would believe me. Only one friend who was very, very smart said that time travel is theoretically possible. And this is where it gets weird. The next day when I told my friends about it, their jaws dropped. They said that back in junior year, I was acting weird one day, asking time travel questions. They told me I said I came from the future. They also said that I was somehow out of it, that I wasn't there, but at the same time, I was there, but at the same time, I kind of wasn't. I saw the shock in their eyes when I told them what I dreamed. They even recounted some of the details of the dream that I didn't tell them. The weirdest thing is that I barely remember that day. I remember some of the stuff that also happened in the dream, but that day is kind of foggy to me. Maybe my friends are joking with me, but I have known them for 15 years and I know a genuine reaction when I see one. That's by String Trip. Huh. What if, I mean, certainly, if time travel is possible, I suppose astrally would be the most obvious, right? That you could travel to a different point in your life.
That would make sense to me.
Yeah. I mean, whether matter can or not, I don't know.
Guess what? It just doesn't matter.
I see what you did there. Yeah. Stick around, folks. It doesn't get much better.
Just wait. Just wait. I'm just waking up. I might be actually falling asleep.
Oh,
but
yeah, it
it's
might
the
be in
same
reverse.
thing either way.
Either way, Don's always a little punchy when he comes here.
I didn't know Chucky Danger was Canadian.
Eh?
So, yeah.
He's Canadian, eh?
He knows what it's all about.
A boot?
But I think what's funny is he says, I've been craving a BLT sandwich all week. If he's Canadian, he doesn't have BLT. He has HLTs. Because that's not bacon, buddy.
Oh, is it ham?
Canadian bacon is not bacon.
Well, it's a ham sandwich then.
It's a ham sandwich.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, Canadian bacon pizza is, Canadian bacon, right?
It's ham.
Well, yeah, but it's Canadian bacon. That's what they call it.
I'm just kidding, Chucky. You know we love you. We like Canadians. As a matter of fact, I've been told I was born in the wrong country.
Batman says maybe it's just a matter of matter.
Just a matter of matter.
Yeah. Number 18, snap out of it.
I'm trying.
Oh, Don, if I could snap you out of it, we would have a whole different show.
Why are you so broken?
I asked you that probably in 2018, didn't I? For the first time. I was like, Don, why are you so broken? Yeah, and I'm still wondering.
You remember in 2018? You didn't ask me in like 15, 16, or 17?
You started in 17.
That's correct.
Yep. So.
Yep. And you started in 16.
I did, yep. The portal was born in 2016, folks. All right, number 18, snap out of it. In early December 2015, my now ex-boyfriend's mother passed in her home following... That's not funny, Don.
No.
Following home surgery.
Chucky says, dude, I know the difference. I know.
And other health problems related to her heart. She was born with a rare condition, and unfortunately, she went into cardiac arrest. Oh. And we were unable to save her. So the event in and of itself was extremely traumatic and unexpected.
Rachel.
Dude, will you focus? A couple nights later, we decided to go see some friends who wanted to offer their condolences to my ex. Everyone loved his mom. We were all sitting in our friend's living room watching TV, and to be honest, they were really trying to distract us from everything. One friend, Amy, who was just being her own goofy self, and I was just taking Snapchat videos. I distinctly remember taking a video of Amy. I saved the video, but when I looked at my screen to watch it, it wasn't Amy.
Oh.
It was a grainy video with a background that appeared to be outside and 100% not in a living room, but on the screen was my ex's mom.
Wow.
She said the words, "I'm okay, baby, I'm okay." And multiple other friends saw it on my phone before it disappeared.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That's a shocker.
Message from beyond.
Yeah, that's beautiful. She looked young and vibrant and had a huge smile on her face. Someone had tossed my phone to another friend across the couch to see, and the video then disappeared.
Oh, man.
When we watched the original video back immediately after my ex's mom was gone, and it was Amy in the video again, just like I had seen while recording it in the first place. My ex and his mom had a very close relationship, best friends, really. So when we saw her on my screen, letting him know she was okay, it was astounding. I saw it first. Everyone noticed I was visibly upset. I cannot imagine what went through my ex's mind and heart when he saw that, but to this day, it's something we talk about and something he shares with new friends. It's something we simply cannot explain other than her coming through in a glitch to let us know she was okay.
Yep.
That was by Mare Somnia. Yeah. That's beautiful, though. I think that, again, I wish everyone that's grieving a loss of someone they love, I wish everyone had those experiences because, I mean, it still doesn't make the pain stop, but at least hey, they're fine. They're good. And you'll be together again. I mean, what a powerful thing that is.
Wow. Brenda Joe says chills. My late sister left a voicemail on her daughter's phone 2 months after she passed.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. I hope she saved that. That's really powerful. I have voicemails saved up. In fact, there's very little room just because I think the same thing. Like, people I love that I have messages from.
Right.
Some of them I'm not in contact with anymore, but I still listen to them from time to time just because it warms my heart. It's life is hard, and when you have those beautiful moments, they're just so precious. And yeah, I think it's wonderful. I think I still have some of my dad's calling me. He was really not a phone person. Brad, this is your dad. Give me a call.
Did he ever leave his phone number like you didn't know it?
No, he knew I knew it. I mean, he knew it was. He was pretty good with cell phones and stuff, but as far as clicking an address, or a contact,
right?
But yeah, I mean,
I can't remember the damn phone number. Call Brent.
So I listened back and I said, "Brent, this is your dad. Give me a call." I'm like, "Oh, I love you too."
I feel the love.
It's such a warm, loving feeling. But that was just him. He hated the phone. But he still would call from time to time. Right. Very rarely, but he did. Number 19, a short shelf life. This occurred when I was about 13 or so. My family was moving into a new home, and we were having trouble with a bookshelf that was a little too big, tall, and wide for the doorway. Well, we eventually had to take it apart and break it in piece by piece. The shelf went into my sister's room, and she helped put it together. Here's where it gets creepy.
Right
here. She used the shelf for her books and stuffed animal collection. I left her as she was putting things into the higher shelves, using a kitchen chair to reach that high.
Uh-oh.
As soon as I stepped through the door, there was a huge, loud crash. I'm thinking the bookshelf fell on her and she lost her balance and fell, so I check. Well, she's standing with her back against the wall and she looks terrified. I peek further in, and there's no shelf.
What?
It was completely gone.
Wow.
Her things were heaped on the floor in that spot. The chair somehow teleported back into the kitchen.
Wow.
My sister and I are the only ones that heard the crash. And worst of all, not one person in our family remembers ever having that bookshelf. Wow. That was from According Fault 8.
Oh, you know what happened?
No.
Time bandits.
Maybe. Could be. But that is creepy.
Bastards.
So it got zapped out of existence.
Yeah, just gone.
That sucks because
fell through a portal.
She knew it was there. He knew it was there. They couldn't zap that from their memory. Yeah. That's wild.
Crazy.
So was that thump just her falling and all the stuff falling? I guess, as it
probably.
just was gone.
Yeah, it just kind of disappears in all the books and everything. And she jumping off. Oh, well, the chair disappeared, so she didn't jump off the chair. Did it say she was like on the floor backed up to the wall or just backed up to the wall?
She was on a chair reaching up to put stuff in there, but she was backed up against the wall.
She says, he says something about she was backed up on a wall, but lost her balance, so I checked. She was standing
with her back against the wall, and she looks terrified.
Yeah, standing with her back. So she didn't fall off the chair.
It was just suddenly she was in a different spot and everything was gone.
Spot, yeah.
So do you think maybe it was aliens done? Maybe they heard about window shopping and took it a little literally.
They bought it on credit.
Oh, Glocknar, I love that shelf. hit the transporter and like, there it goes. No, I don't know. But nobody remembers they had it. That's what's weird. That'd piss me off. Oh my God. Very weird. Very weird. Let's see. What do we got for time? 8:12.
We have an hour. Oh, 45 minutes?
45 minutes. Well,
42.
47.
7, yeah. Glocknar.
About Glocknar. Yeah, I don't know. I just come up with this stuff. It's my gift. You should hear me come up with caveman names. That's always good. Number 20, McMore than you bargained for.
McMore? Wow.
Wonder what this is Mick about.
Macklemore.
If I told you what I saw last night, you'd not believe me.
Okay, I don't believe you.
Like, I can't even wrap my head around it. It was the scariest thing I've ever experienced. I can't even talk about it without sounding crazy. So here goes. So it's going to sound crazy. I went to do laundry around 2 a.m. with my oldest son. Jeez, how old's your son? Hopefully he's old enough to be up at 2 a.m.
Well, maybe summer.
After we put the laundry in, we went to a McDonald's drive-thru to get something to drink.
2 a.m.?
Hell yeah, dude. There's 24-hour McDonald's around the world, just not here.
Thank God.
The drive-thru was packed with about 5 or 6 cars ahead of us.
Wow.
And I noticed none of the cars were moving forward, and it had been like 5 minutes already.
Sweet.
So I decided to go around the car in front of me to the next drive-thru lane. This McDonald's has 2 lanes, and as I'm pulling around the car in front of me, I look into the car only to be greeted by a truly horrifying sight. I kid you not, both the driver and the passenger looked like corpses.
That's from eating at McDonald's.
That'll do it. Yeah, that's McDoubles. Their heads were all tilted all the way back, eyes shut, and they were not moving.
The Last of Us.
Maybe. I've never seen that. I freaked out and tried to pull out of the drive-thru entirely, going around all the other cars just to get out of there, but things didn't end there.
Oh, boy.
In the next car I passed, all the passengers looked the same. Heads tilted back, eyes shut. I panicked, thinking maybe they were all shot, so I hit the gas and got the hell out of there.
Wow.
I couldn't fathom what happened, and I could barely speak. I was hyperventilating, so my son called 911, and I told them what had happened, and they sent an officer to check. A few minutes later, the officer called us back and said everything was fine at McDonald's. Mind you, my son saw it too. We both saw the car in front of us when the people looked dead. This was terrifying. It literally looked like one of those rapture movies or the end of the world type stuff. Needless to say, I can't wrap my head around what we saw or why, and I'm still scared. I know I'm not crazy because my son saw it too, but it feels crazy to even say it. That was by N. Torres, 2020. Yeah, that's creepy as hell.
Well, 2020, that explains it all.
Oh, it's a pandemic, right? Yep, that'll do it.
Crazy.
Number 21, missing in action. Then we're going to go to some cryptid corner.
Rachel, you're bad.
What's
Don't mix those. Don't mix those. She said that McDonald's story is a whopper of a tale. Don't mix those.
It's a Big Mac at McDonald's. Come on now. What are you doing, huh? You're McRibbing us.
Oh, God.
All right, here we
Is
go.
that from all the cows?
Yeah, maybe.
McRibbing.
The McAnal. The McAnus comes in a fry pouch.
Whoops, sorry. That position sucks.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, so what did she say up here? She said something about, because Rachel's Canadian too, so I said something about Canadian bacon. She said that they smuggle the good stuff up in D-holes.
In D-holes. Yep.
Oh, you're horrible.
That's where the Canadian bacon comes from. It's from D-holes.
Oh, gosh.
Number 21, missing in action.
McCorpses.
McCorpses. Jeez. Oh, God. Yeah, that's horrible. All right, I'm no longer hungry. Missing in action. Just a few days ago, I woke up in the morning and opened my door, only to find my mother there with a shocked and worried expression and tears in her eyes. Well, she asked me where the heck I'd been, and I said that I'd been sleeping right here in my bed. Well, she didn't believe me and said she'd checked, and I hadn't been there.
Oh, this is a 10 a.m. story.
Yeah, so apparently my family woke in the morning, and I didn't come for breakfast. My dad went into my room and just saw my blanket and pillow. I do sleep with my blanket on my face. And then my mom came to wake me up, and she took the blanket off, and no one was there. Then she panicked and told my dad. They searched the entire house and calling me. Nothing worked. They then asked the neighbors if they'd seen me leaving, and the neighbors couldn't help. My mom was very afraid at that point, and then they called law enforcement. My dad had gone to the station to file a report in person, and that was around the time that I woke up. We called my dad and told him I was back. He wanted an explanation, and I couldn't give him one. I said I'd just been sleeping, then I woke up, and this whole thing had happened. When I do sleep with the blanket covering my whole body and head, my mom insisted that she took the blanket off the bed, and I hadn't been there. We were all very shaken up still. That was by Isolani, I guess. Isolani? I don't know. Anyway, that's as much as I can pronounce. But there you go, folks. That's some glitches in the Matrix.
Wow.
So we'll get to more of those in future shows.
Are you sure?
Well, sure. I mean, we got more to go.
Maybe it's a glitch in the Matrix.
It's a huge article. I mean, look at it. We've been at it for 3 shows, and we're about a quarter of the way
The
down.
little slider is tiny.
Yeah, it's just a little zit.
Gosh.
Yep. So, whoa, what happened? Oh,
wow.
Nathan Nate. Galaknar. Great name for a pet. Thanks for the suggestion for any future pets.
Sweet. We're going to send you bacon as a consolation.
That's right.
We're going to send it up in one of Rachel's D-holes.
That sounded all wrong. Oh, my God.
Oh, man. Oh,
No.
Oh, jeez.
Sometimes we should just maybe share a mic. I can pull it away quick.
Again?
Yeah.
That kind of sucked when we did that.
I know, we were like, hey, what do you think, Don?
There
There was all kinds of mic noise. Yeah. That was back where we started. You guys, if you ever get a chance, go look at some of our first episodes. They were tragic. Not that they're much better now, but at least there's a little more glitz.
Now you understand the progression of insanity.
It is. We've come a long way, Don.
Yeah, we sure did.
We both got microphones now and 2 cameras and
2 fat guys and a microphone. Now sit down and listen to what I say.
yeah. Just go into some heavy D in the boys.
He ain't heavy.
right.
He's my brother.
All right, folks. Well, it's time for the Cryptid Corner.
Wow.
And I know y'all like some cryptids, right? Some big feats and some other fun stuff. So we're going to hit the Sasquatch Chronicles blog because, by God,
He's got some stuff.
Wes is serving it up over there. I'm just telling you. Oh, man, my neck is killing me. Anyway, enough of me. The Sasquatch Chronicles blog, folks, and we're going to visit some of the listener submissions that are posted on the blog.
Rachel is on fire tonight.
Is she?
Paranormal McNuggets, dipping in and out of reality. Can I get dip with that? Would you like it in or out of reality? Wow.
I can't say anything else because it would be totally inappropriate. So let's just move along.
Oh, so leave it to me.
No, you have no. Yeah, I at least have a filter usually. You just have a mouth and a mic for now.
It's kind of like what happens with your muffler. You got to cut out the catalytic converter because it's all stuffed up. You know, you've got a catalytic. I don't.
All right.
Oh no! Paranormal McNuggets served with Skinwalker Ranch.
Comes with little skin slices in there. Oh, this is so bad.
Well, she got that one right.
Maybe we should have a Paranormal Portal grill. That would be hilarious.
Send in your recipes.
Yep. Got the McAnus and the McNuggets. Ooh, with the
mermaid
Skinwalker
fish. Yeah, the mermaid filet fish. That's good. Yeah, we'll have to...
And the little one is for the kids' meal. Little Mermaid filet.
Jeff Keith says, I was listening to Sam Squatch Chronicles 528 the other night, and to my surprise, the guest was Brent Thomas.
What? I was on there?
Yeah, apparently so.
Oh, okay. I was like, no, I haven't been on there for a long time, but okay, you heard the episode.
Corn on the chupacabra. Oh, wow.
Corn dog man. All right, so
how do you eat your corn dog? Sideways?
I eat your corn. The same way you eat your corn. That's what I should say. The long way.
Elisa says, no stop sign in front of Don's mouth. Nope.
No, I'm thinking I might dip his beard in gravy before the show and he'll just suck on it for 2 hours.
It's not poutine.
All right. So,
wow.
All right. So here we go, folks. God, we can't go any lower, I don't think. So only up from here. So let's get to the next one.
I mean, like in the up, never mind.
All right, so the happy portal meal. Yeah, no kidding, Jess. All right, we're going to go to the Sasquatch Chronicles blog where we're going to visit some of the listener emails that were sent into Wes that he published on the blog. So the first one up is coming from May 25th, and it said, it sounded like Russian guys talking. A listener writes, hi, Wes. I've been listening to your show for only a few months, but, I've learned that apparently they have a language.
Yeah.
It reminded me of a while back in 1988 when my family and I were camping at Bumping Lake Campground. I'm not sure where that is, but it says I was mad because we always did dispersed camping, and I despise staying in campgrounds. Anyway, we set up our old school canvas family-sized tent. That must be awesome, actually. Those old canvas tents are really big.
They're freaking heavy, though.
Oh, I bet. It was my husband, 2 kids, 4 and 7, and our terrier mixed dog, and everything was uneventful. We went to bed around 10 p.m., and sometime during the night, our dog started growling, and she seemed very uncomfortable. She was essentially my dog because my husband didn't really like her. And anyway, her growling woke me up. Well, I smoothed her. I think she means soothed her. Yet she continued hunkering down and growling at the backside of our tent, where our heads were. I had my hand up to her back, and she was trying to get back to sleep, but I heard a pine cone hit the tent. Again, she growled, but this time she stood up growling at the backside of the tent. Again, I tried to quiet her, and again, a pine cone and what sounded like pine pitch hit the tent. What is pine pitch? The tar?
Yeah.
What does that sound like?
I don't know. That's kind of what I'm wondering.
That's a weird thing to say.
I wonder if it was like rolled in pine pitch and like hit the tent.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, maybe it had more of a splatter or something. I didn't think much of it because we were camped amongst a stand of big pines. Big pines. Big about boom pines. This happened off and on for probably an hour, and the dog was growling almost constantly. And I was still just trying to sleep. And at some point, I heard voices talking very softly, but not quite whispering in a language I couldn't understand. Well, it creeped me out, and I thought it was people talking way too close to our tent. Well, I tried to wake my husband without alerting whoever was outside. He was a very deep sleeper and didn't wake up.
Wow.
Well, I laid there frozen, trying to keep my dog quiet. The talk outside only happened briefly. Then everything was quiet after about a half an hour. Even my dog laid her head down, and I was able to sleep too. In the morning, I told my husband about the talk, and he kind of made fun of me with the comment, "So, you think a couple of Russian guys might have been talking about us?" Well, it pissed me off because my night was almost entirely devoid of sleep. Needless to say, we left the campground the next day. I had never considered that it may have been anything but people until I'd listened to your show. Then the pine cones, pine pitch, dog's behavior, and the voices all made sense. It may have been Bigfoots. It may have been a couple of Russian guys. Who knows? Yeah, that's weird. I've never heard it as explained like talking Russian, but I can't say that I'm really familiar with the way Russian sounds, to be honest with you. So great story. Certainly tossing of pine cones or sticks is very, very common. And it's just their way of, I guess, either messing with people or trying to get you the hell out. I guess if things get bigger, then you got bigger problems, right?
Yep.
Okay, let's go to the next one. The next one, ladies and gentlemen, is from May 25th. It's a strange encounter. A listener writes, to preface not a Sasquatch encounter, but a weird encounter, you have stated that you have had so many strange stories, and I thought, maybe, just maybe, you might know what I saw. My husband and I are looking at land to buy in Murphy, North Carolina. The roads are terrifying with no side rails and drop-off cliffs. After about 3 hours of looking at properties, our realtor directs us to a tourist location called Fields of the Wood, a religious location that is the 10 Commandments written on the side of a mountain. Keep in mind, this is also Appalachian land. We drive to the top of it and read all the material about it and load up in my Jeep to go, and my husband says, wait, there's more up this hill. Mind you, this hill on a barely one-lane path with a drop-off on the right side that is a panic maker. I protest and jump out of my Jeep. I proclaim that I'd had enough of these scary moments and I'd wait while he explored to the top of this mountain. Straight up, non-thinking, effing stupid on my part. I'm walking down the path and I start to feel frightened. I reach for my phone in my back pocket and it's not there. I left it in the Jeep. Up ahead, I see movement coming out of the woodline and think it's a deer. As this creature trots along, I clearly see it's not a deer. And my mind thinks, weird coyote? And now I check my pocket for my knife and I'm looking for anything to put me in between this creature and I see a bench. So I slowly walk backwards towards the bench. The creature sees me and stops, turns his head, and makes 100% eye contact with me for at least 5 full seconds, and leaps into the forest on the opposite side of the clearing from where it appeared from. I don't know what I saw. I thought it was a deer originally because of the light coloring and the size, but then I see it looks like a coyote in the face, but it's huge. I only think coyote because I'm from Georgia and they're everywhere there. The shoulder height is approximately 4 feet tall, and I'm 5'4", so almost eye level with this creature. So realistically, wolf face, light colored tan with spots of darker colors. 4 feet tall, 5+ feet in length. Wolf-like tail, not up, down between its hind legs. And its legs were long like a maned wolf, but the body was huge like a baby moose. I've searched online and found names Wahila and Shunka Warakin for a possible match. Have you heard? You have heard over 10,000 stories, and I thought someone might have mentioned a weird, huge wolf along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dogman.
Or,
Dire wolf, Dogman.
Right, yeah.
There's a bunch of them.
I think a dire wolf would be quite a bit bigger, but I think, Dogman.
Yeah.
And then there's the wolf people.
Sure.
That, certain people have mentioned on the show before.
Sure.
So it there's a lot of things out there that,
Yeah. And I think everyone expects like dogmen to be upright, but they're commonly seen both quadrupedally and bipedally.
Right.
And apparently when they transition, there's a big popping noise in their hip, like a big knuckle cracked, and it must be the adjustment between a quadrupedal stance and how the hips have to adjust for bipedal. But
right, yeah.
But yeah,
Vic mentioned that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've also heard that many times through the years. So that's pretty incredible. Whatever it is. I would probably start a Dogman and then
Yeah.
I think that's what this person. I'm surprised if they researched it so well. How did they not run across Dogman?
I wonder what would happen if she would have thrown a stick. Yeah.
Throw the stick,
stupid. Get the stick.
Why not?
The stick, stupid.
At that point, it's worth a shot.
Right.
I mean, if you're gonna die,
don't throw it at them. Throw it past them. Or
if you're gonna die anyway, you might as well get a good insult in there first.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, come on, Spot. Yep, throw the stick and then it kills you.
It's funny. Somebody posted something about about like dogs staring into corners and things like that. Dogs and cats.
Oh yeah,
reacting to things that we don't see.
Sure.
But so humans in general see around 24 to pushing its 30 frames per second, right? So 24, 25, 26 frames per second. But most mammals see closer to 100 frames per second. So that means that they're probably seeing something that we're not. Yeah. So my point here is I don't know. It's just
that was a long path to I don't know.
Things that pop into my head at weird times.
But if you think of things in terms of frequency, let's say,
right, with
frequency, like even spirits and stuff. So if they do exist in a frequency that's just a bit different from ours, they're the idea with frequency is like maybe they're in our experience and then they're out of our experience in a specific timing, and that's what makes them more ethereal and not subject to the physics of our world. And so with 25 to 30 frames of reference, maybe we largely just miss it because
Right.
we just can't catch those
Right.
minute frames. But if a dog or whatever, a cat is seeing at 100 frames a second, then they are more likely to be catching the actual
yeah.
presence of this thing in our frame of reference or in our reality. So I wonder if that could be part of it. Like we just our eyes just don't have the capacity
Right.
to register the frequency of their reality.
Right. The perception and the acuity just aren't there. We're not
Right.
made. We're not made for this
Well,
world.
it's kind of like
We're not made for
if someone shoots a bullet, it's like magic. It's just there, and it seems instantaneous. But you need a camera that has a frame rate that's in the thousands of frames per
Right.
second,
Yeah.
and then you can watch the bullet travel. But our eyes can't do that. So perhaps that's kind of what's going on with these animals is that they can see spirits
Right.
because their frame rate is so much higher. They can actually catch when it is
Right.
manifest in that frequency in our existence, and then out, then in, then out. So I don't know. That just occurred to me.
What?
What?
Grumpy Owl says a Blackfoot man saw a Sasquatch shift into a wolf-like creature with no tail, then back to the Sasquatch form.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
You need to call and give us those stories. That would be wonderful. We'd love to have those stories for the podcast.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
We'd
Sure,
love
certainly.
to share that with you.
Yeah, any of you that have experiences out there that want to be a guest, if you've got some paranormal experiences and you wouldn't mind sharing them, by all means, reach out to me. You can go to paranormalportal.net and click on the Interview Me button.
Me.
And that'll bring up a calendar app when you can pick a time.
Do me.
Yeah. Okay. I wouldn't have phrased it just like that, but yeah. All right. All right, here we go. We got some more from Sasquatch Chronicles, as it turns out.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that guy.
That guy, Mr. Wes Germer, of course.
Germer.
He's a great guy.
He was great. I loved hanging out with him. He was awesome.
Yeah, he's so funny. And I'll tell you this. Sometimes when you're listening to people on shows and stuff, you're like, wonder what that person's like, really? Because, everybody's a bit different. Like, I think that I'm probably pretty much the same person, but maybe I'm not.
Right.
Don, you'd have to speak to that, whether I am on the show and then off the show.
Yeah, I think
I probably cuss a lot more.
It just shows that it's genuine.
Yeah. Right.
When we went to Coloma, we met Cha-Cha, we met Justin Goodearth and Titan, and Duke and his crew, they realized that, well, this is us.
Yeah.
As sad as that may seem.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better in person. But I
mean,
will tell you that Wes is really that guy.
He's that guy, yeah.
And that's really cool because you just, you always wonder. It's like, okay, cut. Oh, come, lovely. Let me get to the car. I'm hungry. I'm a bit famished.
To the gun show.
Then it's like, and action. Hey, guys, welcome to Sasquatch Chronicles. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
but he
great.
really is that
He's
guy.
He's great to hang out
Yeah,
with.
he's a wonderful, wonderful person. All right, so Sasquatch Chronicles blog again. Special thanks to Mr. Wes Germer letting us.
You know what, Batman? That's a good idea. Then why not have an app with an adjustable frame rate for recording, but plays back at our frequency a half second later, like a Paranormal TiVo?
Well, I mean,
actually not a bad
maybe I'm absolutely wrong because we do have cameras that can do frame rates much, much, much higher.
Yeah, but you know what? I think we still have a perception problem.
Probably.
It doesn't matter because, because the slower you move things like slow motion, replay action, stuff like that, it's still only what the camera itself can catch. Now, as an example, that story earlier about the person who was recording their friend and a message came through from that friend's mother. Okay, that's kind of weird, yeah. But I think I think the problem is that our technology is inherently faulty.
Maybe, and it could have to do with the sensors too, because the sensors on our cameras and stuff still maybe aren't as robust as like cat eyes or dog eyes or whatever.
And then again, maybe we don't have the real intelligence to be able to do that kind of thing. Maybe it's one of those things that that we can't access. We're not evolved enough to access that kind of thing.
Sure.
So therefore, our body is naturally inclined to disregard these inter-images that we just can't see, even if we do
well, there is
slow
that
it
point
down
too.
or increase the frame rate.
Sure.
Because we can still only perceive in 25 to 30 frames.
Well, the other interesting part now that you mentioned is that I think we perceive through our senses like millions of pieces of information per second, but our brain disregards most of it.
Well, and plus, how much of that is a coping mechanism or a
it's a functional
safety
thing.
mechanism? You know, it's like, no, I didn't see that. No, I just didn't see that. You know, no, I didn't see that. No.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. But let's get to the next one on Sasquatch Chronicles blog here, and we'll investigate more of this unknown that we love. This one is from May 23rd. Always feel uneasy, like I'm being watched. A listener writes, I live in Canton, Texas, east, surrounded by many acres of woods, and I have a deer feed plot at the edge of the woods, and always feel uneasy there, like I'm being watched. And this began when I installed a jar of peanut butter 5 feet up on a tree to lure deer. Well, I cut the bottom out and screwed the jar into the lid after screwing the lid onto a tree. Okay, gotcha.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah.
The next day, the jar was unscrewed, lying nearby, completely empty, as if expertly washed of all traces of peanut butter. Well, I figured it was raccoons, so I began tossing a few apples near my feeder to lure deer instead, and I started seeing every apple gone in the morning, no pieces anywhere. And then I noticed that we had no coyotes in the past 6 months. A large mound of dark black poop chocked full of seeds. Chock full of seeds. That sounds like an advertisement.
Tenacious.
By my feeder that didn't look like any scat I've ever seen, and old trees that either fall over or get pushed over at night, but I dismissed this all as just odd. There's a state park close nearby where my wife and I hike occasionally, and we came across the lower front legs of a deer torn off at the joints, cleanly lying near the hiking trail. There's no hunting allowed, and no animal would leave its food lying around without teeth marks or so close to each other, without blood or any signs of a struggle.
Aliens.
One early evening, I heard a whoop at around 8 p.m. that sounded like the one on your show's intro from about 100 yards away or further. My wife has heard this too on other occasions. It was hunting season during this time, so it was about 8 p.m. the one night tossing out apples by my feeder, which sits down in a small hollow with a creek running through it, when I heard leaves rustling, followed by a very deep, low growl about 30 to 35 feet away to my left. Oddly, I didn't see anything despite looking all around. Now, I've been in some truly scary situations before, but this really spooked me because I know animal sounds, and this wasn't a hog, coyote, cougar, or dog, and we don't have any bears. But it felt distinctly like a warning to leave the area immediately. So I did that and quickly walked out to my house. As time went by, we had a small mouse get in our home, and I bought a humane no-kill mouse trap from Walmart, caught the mouse, and set it outside on a 2-foot-tall plastic shelf to deal with later, as I had to leave town then. And upon return a few days later, the trap was gone. Did a hawk, raccoon, or other animal haul it off? Maybe, but it was 2 feet up off the ground on a shelf. Then a few weeks later, I'm mowing my yard, moving it, just going to have a new yard.
I'm just going to pick it up and leave.
Which is an acre, and I'm encircling the house on my riding mower with blades set pretty low. Well, I always walk my lawn first to clear the way of debris, but saw nothing in this one area. Mowed it, circled back second time, and a third return across the same area, and there in the middle of my path was the green plastic humane mousetrap lying upright and empty. The only way it could be empty is if either the door at the end was slid up, but it was closed down, or the spring-loaded door at the other end pushed in to allow the mouse to escape. Well, that really freaked me out because it was not there the other times that I drove over that area. and I'd have certainly hit and destroyed it. The strangest thing I've seen was a tree ripped out of the ground, thrown up in the crook of another tree about 10 feet off the ground, and limbs snapped off the receiving tree, which I'm happy to send photos of. My wife heard loud tree knocks near our house one night and told me over the phone, so I looked for a tree that could have been hit, and I believe I found it. It had a 2-inch healthy limb broken close to the trunk, and the suspected knocked area rubbed smooth or struck smooth. Lately, it feels and sounds like they're gone. We lived here for about 6 years, and all these events occurred recently, just within an eight-month time frame. So I suspect they migrate, travel through areas with resources, but once resources get low, they migrate to allow time for resources to return to support them. I haven't seen a Bigfoot, found any prints, hair, or shot any video, but figured I'd tell my story to alert others who may also hear whoops, growls, knocks, find weird scat, or sense something around their homes. I now honestly believe these creatures are real after years of being a total skeptic.
Wow.
I believe they're just an undiscovered dangerous primate and would cost trillions of dollars in lost revenue for many if classified, so they're covered up instead. I enjoy your show and listen all the time.
Shingle.
Shingle, yeah, shingle.
Huh.
Keep up the great work. So, I don't know what shingle means, but anyway, houses have shingles.
They do.
Yep. So there you go. That's a great story. I mean, the person didn't have any eyewitness visuals, but
Right.
plenty of activities suggest.
Well, but they're in East Texas.
Right. That's
So
by the
there's-
big thicket. Yeah.
Yeah.
The big thicket, folks. That's
But it's always suspect when you say I put some peanut butter out and something unscrewed it from the tree. That could be. It really could be a bear. But in that story, they said there's no bear in that area.
sure.
That doesn't make any sense to me. But
I don't know. I don't know if there is or isn't.
so yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there's no big cats everywhere, but they're everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean? We don't got mountain lions in Missouri.
No,
Yes, you do.
got a bunch of D-holes though. That's why they call it misery.
I don't think that's how they pronounce
Just let
it.
it go. Let it go.
Okay, moving on. What?
Well, that was just it's hanging around so long. The radar. It went on for a little while.
Oh, did it? Okay. I didn't notice. Was there a blip? There was a blip on there? Where was it? Right by you?
No, I don't know where it was.
Oh.
I just saw it and just saw it out the back.
Oh. Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, they're always with us, Don.
I'm sorry.
We're swimming in
I'm
a
sorry,
world.
Barbara.
What did Barbara do?
Nothing.
Okay. What did Don do? What did Don do that he had to apologize for?
Right? Yep, it's always Dawn. Just ask Cha-Cha. Oh, wow.
Okay. So let's move along here.
Grumpy Owl's got to call us, be on the web, on the podcast. There's
Okay.
just more and more that I want to know the stories now. I just want to know the stories.
Haven't said anything about it. Okay. Yeah, Grumpy Owl, just get a hold of me. Paranormalportal.net. That's how you find your way into the show if you feel like talking about this stuff. If not, just feel free to continue doing what you're doing. But yeah, we'd love to talk to you. What time do we got?
What time do we got?
8:47.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we must have time for another one.
Sure.
Yeah, this one we got time for.
Oh, there's a little blip. Yep, you're right. A little blip.
Yep, a little blip. I don't know what that meant, but something popped in. Something popped into our realm of existence. If your little blips are here, if you want to make the balls back here on this stand light up.
He wants to play with his balls.
Don.
Can't help
Oh, Don. Can't take you anywhere.
it.
All right, Sasquatch Chronicles blog, May 30th. He was facing this creature. A listener writes, I have a crazy interesting story for you about my boyfriend's interaction with what seemed like a juvenile Bigfoot.
Oh, that could be dangerous.
Yeah, exactly. Where's the big ones? That's what you got to worry about. It was back in 2013, 2014 time in Livingston, Montana. MT is what?
Montana, yeah.
Montana, okay. Is that far from here, Livingston?
I'm not quite sure.
Not
I'd have to
really,
look it
though.
up, yeah.
I don't think it is.
I don't think it's too much farther, but yeah.
Yep. So it was about midnight, and the town was quiet during the summer. My boyfriend at the time was 13 to 15 years old. His older brother and their friend was 16 to 17 years old, and they were walking home from their friend's house, and it was something they'd always done. It was a small enough town to walk place to place, and they were walking through the downtown area behind Main Street, though through the alley to avoid police. They knew they would have gotten into trouble if they had been caught out late at night. My boyfriend Brennan was walking about 20 yards ahead of his brother and friend. He got to the main road and saw a truck parked on the street with a few dogs that were barking crazy and shaking the truck. So Brennan said he stopped to look back at his brother and see how far back they were, and when he looked at them, he noticed that they were stunned looking at something or someone behind him. In his head, he thought that they were looking at a police officer, and he thought they were caught, but when he turned around, he was facing this creature that was about 5 yards in front of him, but just staring at him. He then realized that is what the dogs were freaking out about. Mm-hmm. He said he was staring at this thing for what felt like forever, but in reality, it was maybe about 1 to 2 minutes, which is still an incredibly long time.
Yes.
He said it was so weird. This thing was about 5 foot 10 inches tall, if he had to say, and he was in a middle school at the time, and he said it was a little taller than him. There was street lights, but again, it was still nighttime, and it was very hard to see this creature's face. And he said it was full of hair all over its body. It was a light brown caramel color. Its arms were very long. They were straight down on its side and reached it to its knees. The back of his hands were faced towards Brennan, and his fingers were a bit curled, and he couldn't see any fingernails or the tips of his fingers. The hair ran all the way down to his feet, but the hair lightened up just before his toes. The hair stopped just a little bit, enough to see its toes. He said its toes were huge, definitely not the average size, maybe 3 human big toes together just for one of its toes. What? He said that the creature's head was huge. He said it had so much hair and it was so fluffy that it was almost covering part of its face. He said its face was known, but he couldn't really see clearly because the creature was standing in front of the light. He could see it breathing by the way the shoulders were rising up and down. He said it turned to the side and started jogging. The way it ran, it lifted its arms and swayed them front to back. Its knees lifted higher, and Brennan said it was like this thing was trying to be as quiet as it was moving. It was running past one of the banks in Livingston, and outside the bank there's a chain fence. It stopped right in front of the chain, looked down at it for a couple of seconds, and raised its leg and hopped over it. It ran across the grass and hopped over another chain and continued across the street into another alley, disappearing into the dark. My boyfriend said they were all stunned and shocked as they watched it run out of sight. I really didn't think too much about Bigfoot. I didn't believe or not believe before hearing this story, if that makes sense. But after hearing Brennan and his brother talk about their encounter, I had no questions if Bigfoot was real. I believed them. He's willing to share their story and explain everything better if you wanted to reach out to him. Nice. So, yeah, I mean, they got to start out small, right? They aren't born 10 feet tall. So I do imagine the little ones are much more inquisitive, probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
Than the bigger ones, but.
Well, we've also talked about them playing, counting coup or.
Oh, sure.
Hide and seek,
Yeah, exactly. Where was the other ones, though? That's what you got to wonder.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Where's the other ones that were kind of there but not really there, or not visible? Yeah, I don't think you probably ever. Well, maybe very rarely do you see just one, or are you only in the presence of just one? I should just say.
Yeah.
You do just see one many times, but
do yourself a disfavor if you thought they were one of them. I'm just gonna go pet it. Here, let's take a selfie.
Yeah. No, that would be a bad plan, I'm pretty sure. But I think there's... I heard a story years ago about these people were at a boat landing, and they'd been fishing. And I think this is right. I believe this is right. I'm paraphrasing it from memory. But they were at a place where, and they'd come in from fishing and they had a big stringer of fish. And suddenly this little, I don't know, looked like about a 5 or 6 year old child came up. And looked really odd. Like it looked like a child, but they noticed it was really hairy. And it was motioning towards the fish like, and babbling. Mm-hmm. And there wasn't really many other people around. I think they weren't completely alone. But this thing was just like motioning towards the fish. So they threw it a fish. And it took the fish and then went away, and it saw it go into the bushes where this bigger one was. And it was like, oh my God. he was like getting the rent or something. Hey, you're fishing on our lake. Let's have one of those, huh? Yeah, exactly.
Pay your toll.
Yeah, it's the game warden.
No doubt.
It's the Outback game warden or whatever.
You got a license for that fish?
Yeah. Yeah, I think you got too many there. You're over the limit, buddy.
I think I have to confiscate that one.
Yeah.
No, not that one. The big one.
But they said it looked like a child, except it was much hairier, but obviously little childish features and stuff. But
Chaka.
But it just walked up like it owned the place, I guess, and just like, motioning towards the fish.
Our friend Tom Seward, he talks about how he was, they were clam digging. He came upon. Did he say he came upon some that were clam digging, or they wanted to come? They were on the beach. Tom and his people were on the beach, and something about there was clams all over, clam shells.
Yeah, they found piles and stuff, right. And then they knew to leave.
Right.
Because they knew that.
So maybe
Zonaqua was there.
Yeah.
Zonaqua. Yep. The Klakakuwak tribe, if I'm pronouncing that right.
I don't know.
I
try not to.
I don't know. I'm not that worldly.
It's like when you're doing Bollywood dancing, and you do the wrong hand symbols, it's offensive.
Yeah.
I'd rather not go there.
Oh, Tattoo Alley is bringing up another story. Then he wants you. Well, there was another story that's very similar to that, and it sounds like it was a Pukwudgie story. A guy was walking his dog along this. I think he was on the East Coast, but he's in Maine or somewhere where there's lots of forest and stuff. And he said he was walking his little dog in a park, but the park butted right up to a forest. And as he walked on this one part, he got past the street light, and it was more shadowy and stuff. And then he looked ahead in the path, and he saw this little figure kind of standing there, and it moved a little closer into the light. He could kind of make it out. It was a little short, fuzzy thing. And it was motioning to the guy like, Amir.
Oh.
And the guy was like it was trying to say, come here.
Right.
But it was like, Amir. And he's like, no. And so he basically took his dog and left.
Have a good day.
Yeah. I think not, sir. Good day. I said good day.
I said good day, sir.
But it was like, Amir. So it's very interesting.
If I get you a mirror, will you cut your hair?
Yeah.
Batman says they've been seen digging for mussels near Victoria, Vancouver, and BC in general. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. That's where Tom Seawood's from, is that area up there in Vancouver, Vancouver Island. But
this was over on the East Coast, I think it was. It was it was believed to be a Pukwudgie. Was that story? But and that's creepy because this thing had listened to people talking,
right,
and had a basic idea for. Oh, Amir means get over here,
right.
Or come with me. And so,
Chucky Danger, punt the Pukwudgie. If one comes near you, punt the crap out of it.
Yeah, I guess they're real nasty. And according to Robin Moonshadow, they use poison arrows and stuff too.
She's in Ontario, right?
Robin, but she comes down to the U.S. to research as well.
A punt wedgie. Yes, exactly.
Well, that's apparently from the First Nation lore. That's exactly what happened. Was they got punted all over the place by the big giant, and then they got together and made their revenge.
Hey, David, how are you?
Hey, David Barnes, good to see you, brother. You made it to at least part of the show.
Well,
the last few minutes.
The last couple minutes, yeah. Nice to hear you. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Nice to hear you. Yep, of course. David Barnes, ladies and gentlemen, he's a hell of a musician as well, in case you didn't know that. And his girlfriend is a hell of a jewelry creator.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Love Rocks Company. It's
Right.
in the Paranormal Portal Marketplace in the Discord. So if you're in the Discord, check out the Marketplace. And if any of you are in the Discord and you also create things that you like to make for sale,
Absolutely.
even if it's artwork, paintings, whatever, put it into the Marketplace. That's fine. Let people know. Excuse me. I had some AI images were sent via email today.
Oh?
And I'll go over them probably on Friday's show. But
Oh,
they're
are you talking about like those giant, like the giant
one of our-
Sasquatches with the...
Yeah, no,
or
not
somebody
those.
was making them.
No, somebody made them.
Oh.
I'll pull it up here if I can. It was here. It's Opal Demetria actually made these images, and I guess I could try to pull them up quick. We got a couple minutes, but they're beautiful, and she sent them to me. Now, I would like to reiterate, I am like wanting pieces of artwork you guys make to hang up in my studio. And I have some pieces behind me that have been sent in, and some, like the little 3D printed Sasquatch here. He's sitting there. That was sent in.
Where did that come from?
I think you might have dementia.
I have old timers disease.
Old timers.
I
Okay.
suffer from CRS.
But she sent in these amazing pictures. Let me just put them up on the screen here so you can see. This is one of them. It's just beautiful. They're done. She does these AI artwork. This is Opal Demetria, and she did this one. That's really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. And then this, I think this next one is my favorite. And there you go.
Wow.
Isn't
Yeah.
that beautiful?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's like the spirit is always watching. Yeah. That's incredible. So thank you, Opal, for those. I appreciate it a bunch. And if you want to send in pieces, but they're physical pieces, head over to paranormalportal.net. In fact, let me pull that up right now.
Thank you, Tattoo Alley.
What did Tattoo Alley say?
Dawn Mania. Dawn Mincia.
Normal.
Dawn Mincia.
Paranormalportal.net. God, I can't type.
Batman says, "I wish you and Dawn would do a 3-hour show." No, we've done 3-hour shows. We've done 5-hour shows. We've done 8-hour shows. We've done. No, that was an 8-hour show, wasn't it? The
Yeah, 8 hours or 9 hours. Yeah.
it was like crazy.
Yeah, we did a portal-thon.
Yeah, and that was
Or a parathon. What did we call it? Portal-thon?
Parathon.
Parathon, yeah. Paranormal
was,
Portal marathon
That was
show.
like 3 years ago, October.
Yeah, the footage is still here on
Oh
YouTube.
my god, dude, that was so insane.
But if you have artwork that you want to send in, the address is on paranormalportal.net. This is our the home site, which also features all the social media links to all of our stuff. So if you go to paranormalportal.net, it has the most recent podcast episode,
Nice.
and as well as links if you want to be interviewed. That's right here. Click interview me, and that'll do it. If you want the link to YouTube, or just get in contact, you can do that as well. But down here at the bottom of the page is the mailing address. It's Paranormal Portal, P.O. Box 483, Sandpoint, Idaho, 83864. And we've got some beautiful pieces already. I've got to actually get them hung up now. But, I got something to give you before you leave. Don't. Our friend Cindy stopped by.
Cindy Goodrick?
Yep. And
Oh.
she left you something.
Wow.
So
Cool.
I'll show you after the show. But that's another thing I got to figure out how to get up on the wall.
Dawn timers. Yes, they're just going nuts now. Gosh. Thanks, Jess. Oh, jeez.
So that's all we got time for tonight, folks. Well, we hope you had a good time tonight. Hope you guys felt the love, had a good time, had a few laughs, and just liked hanging out with us. If you did, if you're new, we'd love to have you get subscribed if you're not already. And ring the bell so you know when we go live. But we do live shows here on YouTube Wednesday, Friday, Saturday nights. And I'd love to have you stick around and be a part of it.
Yep.
So we do podcast episodes every Monday. But this week's doubleheader, more hauntings in Michigan.
Nice.
And part 1 was Monday. Part 2 is going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think tomorrow or Friday. One of the two. But keep watching. Well, it's up to you. When I
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking we just put it out on Monday, so.
No.
Okay.
No, it's a doubleheader.
Okay.
Yep. So anyway.
All right. Give me I'll probably have it done tonight.
Okay, very cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So that is it for us tonight. So
Where
Don,
do you get the podcast? The podcast, just Google Paranormal Portal Podcast. It comes up on any of the podcast players.
iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Google Play.
Yep.
You can catch season 4's playlist right here on our YouTube channel.
The new stuff's on the YouTube.
Yep, there's a playlist on our YouTube channel that's podcast episodes, and that's all of the latest season. But there's 3 other seasons, tons of other stuff.
Oh my God, dude!
Season 1 is just packed.
There's hours and hours. We have epic amounts of
For
content.
Considering this is only our 4th season, we've got literally well over, I guess, over 300 episodes. Yeah, or about 300 episodes
and
so far.
at roughly about 45 to an hour long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then there's the ones that we split because they were too dang long to present in one.
Yes. Yep.
Because everybody get bored. They'd be like, beep.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. So we split them up and stuff, and that's the case for the more hauntings in Michigan.
Bless be Grumpy Owl.
So, yeah,
It's been a hoot.
it's been a hoot.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, thank you so much. And so, check out the Teespring. The link's in the description below in the YouTube here. So if you want the link to check out Portal Gear, you can do that.
Our friends, OUR friends, our friends will get you a 15% discount.
Somebody was trying to use that coupon the other night, and they said they were having troubles.
Well,
so
I'll double check on
I did ask them to try it again and to let me know. I haven't heard anything more.
Okay.
So
I'll take
we'll look at that. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being a part of the journey. But that's all we got time for. So good night. Remember, we love you all. Be good, be kind, be nice. Take care of each other. Help each other out. Find the magic in every day, and remember to laugh as much as you can. Good night, everybody.
Good night.